Apple just shocked the tech world by announcing a surprise event next month on May 7th. So in this video, I'm gonna tell you the 10 things you absolutely must know to get prepared for the big event. The first is that it's very much gonna be an iPad-focused event just based on a couple of interesting details. They showed off a bunch of new Apple logo designs, which look very colorful and artistic, which is exactly what they did in 2018 when they revealed the redesigned iPad Pro. So this is a huge hint that we're expecting new iPads, especially if you look at the main Apple event page animation, which literally shows a hand holding an Apple Pencil. So this event will be all about iPads and nothing else. Tim Cook on X even said, pencil us in for May 7th, so we have no doubts at all. Now for thing you need to know number 2, believe it or not, but one of those custom Apple logos literally spells out the word Air in lowercase. Just look at it closely and you'll see it right away. This is actually very similar to when Apple released the new MacBook Air with a custom wallpaper design which spells out the word Air. So this is a huge giveaway that Apple's gonna be releasing a new updated iPad Air for sure, which has been in the rumor mill for months. Mark Gurman even reported yesterday that existing iPad Air stock was running low, hinting at a new Air coming soon. And it's kind of interesting that Apple is willing to be so transparent with this year's event invitation instead of being mysterious like they always have in the past. So I wonder if this is a strategy shift from Apple to ensure that people know exactly what to expect to get more interest. Now moving on to number 3, I want to go back and really dig between the lines of Tim Cook's tweet showing an Apple logo loop which includes the hand with the Apple Pencil. What if that tweet and the fact that he said the word pencil with a pencil emoji is a massive hint that we're actually gonna get a brand new redesigned Apple Pencil? And of course, because we've been getting non-stop leaks about a new Apple Pencil coming soon, and it makes total sense to come at this May event. Back in March, both Mark Gurman and Instant Digital on Weibo said that there would be a new Apple Pencil coming that month, which of course didn't happen because I believe the event was delayed until May. And not only that, but a couple of years ago, there were leaks of a new glossy finish Apple Pencil that was shorter than the current one with a redesigned tip, and it seems like that pencil was supposed to come with the M2 iPad Pro, but they chose to save it for the M3 model. We also had leaks of the new pencil coming with magnetically interchangeable tips, which is a really cool idea. And then we had leaks of a new color sampling feature where you could literally touch something and it would sample that color onto your iPad. We also had leaks of a new squeeze feature with the new pencil, giving you more versatility and customization. So I believe this new Apple Pencil 3 will for sure come at this event. For number 4, we of course are expecting the new redesigned iPad Pro to be the main star of the show because Mark Gurman just posted that both the iPad Air and the iPad Pro supply is low at Apple retail stores and they won't be replenishing stock of any current model, so both iPads will likely get replaced at this May 7th event. And yes, Mark has been expecting these iPads since March, but they very clearly have been delayed over and over again. Earlier this month, Digitimes claimed that Taiwanese suppliers said that mass production of camera lenses for the upcoming iPads have been repeatedly postponed, and they mentioned a launch date in May. And Mark Gurman also let us know at the end of March that these new iPads will likely launch in May, so everything is coinciding perfectly for a launch at this event. And as for the final nail in the coffin of evidence, a bunch of new iPad models showed up in a regulatory database, which is a requirement that Apple must do before launching new products. Now moving on to number 6, we had new CAD files and design details leaked for both the iPad Air and the iPad Pro. First up, we had the 12.9-inch iPad Air coming with a redesigned camera to help differentiate it from the previous model, seeing as we're not expecting many new features on this Air, likely just a new M2 chip. But a huge benefit is that we had a leak pointing to the iPad Air finally getting the landscape camera, which is a huge deal because that is already on the basic iPad. So it's gonna be interesting to see how Apple figures out the Apple Pencil wireless charging location, because that's right where the camera will go. And then of course we had dimensions leak for the 13-inch iPad Pro, showing off thinner bezels by about 15% and a super thin 5.0 millimeter design, which is crazy at such a large 13-inch size. But other than that, we don't know much about the actual redesign itself. Now, the sixth thing you need to know is that the displays on both the iPad Air and the Pro will be getting updated. Specifically, the 12.9-inch iPad Air model is going to be getting the old mini LED display from the current 12.9-inch iPad Pro, which to me hints at a price increase for that model, potentially up to $900 on the new Air, which is more expensive than the 11-inch iPad Pro right now. So if that's true, then that means that the regular iPad Pro, the 11-inch model, is gonna be likely $1,000, and it's gonna go up to almost probably $1,300 for the 13-inch iPad Pro. And both of those models are gonna be getting a brand new dual panel hybrid OLED display, which will apparently be the best tablet display ever made, maintaining the same crazy 1600 nit brightness levels as the mini LED display, but without any of the downsides like the halo glowing effect that you get with white text in the dark. That's very annoying. For number 7, we have a new redesigned Magic Keyboard, which will almost certainly launch alongside the iPad Pro. Mark Gurman said that it would have a new aluminum bottom portion fully redesigned to look more like a MacBook with higher quality, which means the keyboard and the trackpad will likely feel and look better. And we had patents that showed off these new modes like clipboard mode, allowing you to kind of push it down for art, as well as a special Apple Pencil retainer that could charge it. And we also had leaks of a new MagShare feature from Corpcry and earlier leaks from Mark Gurman about reverse wireless charging, so you could put your iPhone or your AirPods on the back of the Magic Keyboard case with the iPad Pro and it would charge it. And now moving on to number 8, the fact that Apple isn't waiting until June's WWDC event to reveal this new iPad Pro is a huge hint that it would unfortunately not come with the M4 chip like I was previously speculating, and it's likely going to be the same M3 chip that we already have in the MacBooks, which is definitely still a nice upgrade with its special GPU features like ray tracing support. This of course makes the most sense, especially since Mark Gurman said the M4 chip wouldn't come until the fall into the MacBooks, but I was kind of thinking that maybe Apple would release it for the iPad Pro first before giving it to the MacBooks later in the fall, but now I'm most likely wrong. But there is of course a tiny little chance of the M4 chip, seeing as we had leaked iPad identifiers for both the chip inside the iPad Pro as well as the iPad Pro itself, both pointing to not being connected to the M3 family of chips at all, and instead pointing to a future unreleased chip like the M4, but I guess at this point it's probably not gonna happen. And moving on to number 9, we just got a very interesting leak from a source connected to Mac Rumors claiming that Apple finally plans to release a calculator app for the iPad later this year, which is crazy because the iPad's been out for 14 years and it's taking them that long to do it, which to me kind of means like Apple is so desperate to increase iPad sales because they've been going down, so they're finally willing to make people happy and give them a calculator app finally. And this will likely happen in June at the WWDC event when they reveal iPadOS 18 with new features like revamped Siri and generative AI. And finally, for number 10, the most important thing you need to know is the launch date. The event is gonna happen on May 7th at 7 a.m. PT, which is a really weird time for Apple, but it also lands on a Tuesday, and if it's anything like other events, we should be able to order the actual iPads on Friday the 10th, and they should start shipping and launching in stores on the 17th. And we will definitely be making a bunch of in-depth comparison videos testing these new iPads, so click the circle above to get subscribed so you don't miss out on those videos. Definitely check out one of those 2 videos right there. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.